Welcome back to the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. I'm Violet Hausthor, joined this week by Mark Sherry and our special guests, Glen and Tobey from the Marigold Theater out in Easthampton. And you just heard Bombalele by Banda Criolla, as well as Jose Gonzalez, the Mary Jane Jones with No Good For You, and starting off that block, Eavesdrop with Not On My Mind. Let's start off with Banda Criolla. Amazing artists, always.
And I think Jose is, I believe, based out of the Amherst, Mass area. He was extremely well known in Puerto Rico before he came to the U.S. and settled here. He's got some great stuff. He's made so many albums. They are so tight, this band. And you listen to a song like this, you can't help but want to get up and dance.
Yeah, the funny thing about this song is it was recorded a while ago, and looking at the picture of the band on the album cover, you just realize how as good as they were, they are just that much better now. We're lucky to have them. We have them every month or two that just come in and do Latin dances for us. And then we did their Christmas party, and now we're doing on January 6th is Three Kings. So it's kind of a mix of modern and traditional music, and every time they come, it's just people could not be happier. And I think the Marigold is in its best form when people are dancing in it, and they bring it more than anybody.
Yeah, they are just so good. They actually are in our Essential Western New England Songbook, a listenable anthology of some of the best songs ever written by Western New England artists. They have their song Bamba Te Traigo Yo in that. And they're just so good. There's not much else to say about them.
Yeah, and I'm a percussionist, so selfishly I get really excited whenever we have percussion in the building here. And I think this it's a great way to get people moving. It's why I love to play percussion. I feel like I'm a big piece of getting people's bodies moving around. And this space here at the Marigold is really perfect for these Latin dances. We clear the tables out of the middle of the floor, and there's a really nice amount of open space for people to move around. And I think that's why people are getting really excited about the shows here with them.
And before that, we had No Good For You by the Mary Jane Jones.
These guys are always incredible, of course. Massive band, lots of noise, lots of energy. Love to hear it.
There'll always be a special place for Mary Jane Jones for us here. It was March of 2022. They were one of the first bands that we hired. And I really feel like that was the night where everybody looked around and said, like, yes, this is really happening. And this is something special. And, they've been back a couple times since. They'll be coming back in March or April. We're still working out the dates, but we love them every time they come, and they just really bring it, and like a timeless quality that any generation can latch onto their music. They're just that good.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They're sort of a Valley supergroup of sorts too. They're made up of this incredible cast of players. People like Dan Thomas on guitar and Chris Ball on bass, and the incredible horn section, which has like Steve Yarborough, Nick Borges, Jeff Fennell, Cat Ball. Like just 4-piece horn section, you can't go wrong, and then
of course Mandy Pachios, the singer, is just captivating.
She is. She's a special one.
Oh yeah, Mandy's just another great soulful Western New England vocalist. She's really authentic. She's got that authentic blues style. Yeah, she has her own style too. So it's great work. And actually, Mary Jane Jones also is in our Essential Western New England Songbook with their signature song called The Mary Jane Jones.
Though speaking of the blues, let's talk about Eavesdrop. They had that little hint of the blues in there with that lovely riff, those really nice organs. I'm a keyboardist, I always go for the organs, but just a really nice, really catchy tune.
Yeah, such super soulful vocals.
Yeah, those three are really special and have been playing together for a really long time. The band now has Darby Wolf on organs, as you mentioned, and Ted Sullivan on drums, and some really amazing players that play with them. But they started off as this kind of like more acoustic-y just trio, and I think it was just one guitar and 3 voices. And I remember moving to the Valley, back in 2015 and hearing them for the first time. And they really captivated me, and they pulled me in, and they made me realize that they were part of one of those first bands that made me realize there was some really serious talent around here.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Eavesdrop is one of the examples. You know, some of the bands we go out and try and find and try and book. And then sometimes we just get an email and you don't really know what you're going to get until they show up. And the Eavesdrop is one of those situations where they show up and you're just blown away by how good they are. And, you know, this Not on My Mind is kind of a reflection of where they're going recently with the band, but you could just as easily listen to different songs and so many different qualities to their different music, and flexible and interesting, just really good people, good harmonies. I mean, the harmonies are they just carry throughout the whole building. So they're great to see whenever they're around.
Yeah, they're just a great Western Mass band. Actually, we did have them, Tobey, back, several years back when they were still a trio as part of our Valley Music Showcase. And yeah, they were just so good then as well. And now that they've expanded and, have a full band, it's just even better. So
That's right. And I remember that showcase very well, Mark. I was in Shakazoba at the time, and I think we took the prize that year.
That's right. Yeah.
Shakazoba playing next week, right?
Actually, it's December 29th.
December 29th.
All right. Well, what we've got coming up next is we have tunes by the Ditrani Brothers and Lexi Weege. And we're going to start out with Sun on My Skin by Lexi Weege.